Testing, 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 mic. Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Radio. I want to thank all of you again. I'm relaxed. Thank you. First of all, we apologize for coming late, but we have some wonderful show for here tonight. Safety, safety, safety. Lord Jesus, thank you. Thank you for your power. Thank you. Thank you for your protection. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do and continue to do for the people of the Republic of Liberia and the citizenry of the Republic of Liberia in the diaspora. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity that you have provided for all of us. Thank you. My Lord, please, please. We know you're not sleeping. You're on the case of Liberia, and that's why Liberia it is the way it is. Sweet, sweet, because of you. And we're very, very proud to know you. My Lord, we ask you to continue to bless the country, Republic of Liberia. We ask you to continue to bless the leadership. We ask that the president of the Republic of Liberia, President Weah, is blessed as well. And we ask for you to bless the opposition leadership of Liberia, Ambassador Bakai. My Lord, we ask you to please have Liberia in your hands. Your hand does not leak. And that's why placing Liberia in your hand, it doesn't require any effort, more effort on our part, because we know you're capable of doing it. And we ask you, my Lord, to continue to bless us, guide us. The process is not over yet. Please, please. My Lord Jesus, we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. This is LIBERIA Public Radio. We're going to be here again tonight. I don't know where all my tools. Is it on the table? I don't know. I don't know what my other tool is. But anyway. I can't see so many lights, so I can't see. I have to do like this. I'm from Town now. I don't know about a quick business, but I can't find my tools. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. Where are my tools? I can't go without the tools. Oh, it's right there. Samson tool. Folks, we're honored again this evening. We want to thank all of you again for joining us. I'm sorry that we're late, but you know. So this is what we're going to be doing tonight. I'm hoping that the panelists themselves will be joining us here very quickly. I just want to throw a little fun on this. And look at this election. Instead of Ambassador Bakai and Omaro, instead of Ambassador Bakai and President Weah, this election is Tungsten Costa election. I love Liberia. I love the way we carry ourselves. What? Mr. P. Gay. Good evening, sir. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. you better thank God they made P. Gay and myself. We're not in your thing because we're at certain level now. They Tabata you're doing all to me P. Gay and myself in our time. Oh, you're doing that something. I beg you, man. P. Gay, the real P. Gay, I know. I beg you, man. But anyway, we got to a certain position, and so all our kids are grown. PK, good evening. Good evening. Anyway, folks, look, let's take these things very seriously. Something is happening in Liberia, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it's very interesting. Very interesting. Why is it that Liberians, I read something earlier today where Speaker Chamber is being accused of fomenting conflict in his district. People say you're defeated, but he should be given an opportunity as well. 800 plus vote. Let him, if he's going to challenge, it's fine. But I'm saying if he's going to challenge it, let him divorce himself from violence. When that is not. But here's the issue: the people in that district, they're so smart. They tie the entire Speaker Chamber, protests and everything else. They tie everything around President Weah's neck. So you better make sure the man does not continue to create confusion here, or else we will tie you with him, and the same way he's defeated, we will stay away from you. That's a powerful, powerful statement. That's a difficult position to be in. But I'm going to be all over the place here tonight, folks. And so you will see the best of Samson Todd. The best is yet to come on LPR. So I'm not too sure what is happening. I'm so busy. I was so busy today fixing car and things like that. And so I didn't pay attention to Spoon. And because Costa said today he was supposed to come on with, I never even watched that. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe you guys can try to fill me in. And I don't know what Spoon response was tonight either. So that's something after my own show, then I'll go and listen to it. But something interesting is happening. If President Weah and Ambassador Bakai, if they do not have the will within them to stop these two young people from turning this election that every Liberian participated in, that is supposed to be the hallmark of Liberian democracy, that is supposed to be enjoyable to many, many Liberians, and it's turning to personal attack because they have the platform, they have the means, they have means of turning to people listening to them. And if President Weah and Ambassador Baka cannot put stop to it and let Liberia enjoy themselves, then I even question their ability to lead after the election. I'm sure they have the ability to lead, but how far would they take the country? And that means the young people that President Weah been touting as being his election is about young people, and you allow the young people themselves to try to destroy the fabric of the young people democracy, then I question that. I also say to many Liberians, what's the object here? What are we trying to achieve? We follow this person, we watch the person degrade, insult, abuse. One person we all sat by, said nothing, we enjoy it, so to speak. Then another person come in, attack the other. They are not talking policy. All of this, the tabata between Witherspoon and Costa and what's his name, Falcon, you never heard them talking about policy. What exactly, if in terms of Witherspoon, Falcon, what exactly the policy that Ambassador Baka is bringing on the table? They're not talking about it. And if you listen to Costa, he's going to be speaking now for CDC. You don't hear anything about pro-poor agenda. And on the other hand, from Ambassador Baka, you don't hear attack on the pro-poor agenda. So what is it? We're going to go ahead and insult each other. And then after that, then we sit down and say, okay, who's ever going to win the election? This is what I got. My main concern is, folks, because if Ambassador Baka was to win the election, this is a time to step in and say something. And even if you're not able to quiet it down, but at least your voice will be part of that conversation. And if you don't say anything, you don't get involved, and you allow this thing to go on. Mr. George, please join me. Mr. Emma George found time to join me. Yeah, man. Salaya, the place there when you get a gate there, but when I go through, you must let the people let me through. You must not stop me to charge, start checking my bag and things like that. So I bet. But anyway, they kind of beast them and you can't cross your hand like that. Samson too. No, let me get back on there. So the issue here is this. If Ambassador Baka does not step in now, and even President Weah, President Weah's situation is a little bit different because he has been handed this insult of operation from day one. So at this time, the President Weah, this is what we call bloku, elephant skin at this point. But I'm not too sure about Ambassador Bakai. Now, Ambassador Bakai and the rest of the folks, you think if you were to win the election, can you handle this? This type of distraction will follow into the running day-to-day affair of the administration. CDC will be will be the opposition, and CDC part, you know them. They got degree in cussing. CDC got degree in cussing. They got degree in carrying casket. So that one, part they're very good at that. We don't even need to think twice. If these people go into the opposition, they will make governing Liberia miserable for anybody. But if you step in now and say, we cannot continue, you don't have to be specific. You're not quiet your people down. But the voice from Ambassador Baka needs to be heard to say, this is not what the Liberia that I'm looking to lead. This is not the Liberia that I'm hoping we will rescue. This is not the Liberia that we all want to live in. There are other foreign nationals lives in Liberia. There are other nations around Liberia that are watching. And daily, this is becoming a distraction to the point that somebody's going to write about an individual. So I'm really don't understand how did we get here in the first place? No, let me not say that. That's very unsincere. I know how we got here, and I'm part of that process anyway. So, but no, on a very serious note, why do we allow ourselves to be in this position? Now, CDC ain't gonna call again tonight. Why are you asking that question? Where were you when they were cursing President? Yeah, you say anything that now you ready to ask that kind of question. No, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. The idea and the point that I'm making here is this. While we have President Weah, I feel bad. And don't get me wrong, I used to watch it, but it got to a point that I decided, no, I'm not going to watch this anymore. Because the thing is, I'm not an educated person. I'm from Total, for Christ's sake. I don't know book. But for goodness, the ABC, SOSO, Dibodo, Dito, Bito, all those kind of things, that at least give me something I can hold on to. Give me something I can hold on to. But instead, we're talking about President Weah's shoes. We're talking about Ambassador Baka Hospital. What that got to do with anything? What is the policy discussion? And that's what Samuel Twain got no respect for any of you, because you got nothing on him. Samuel Twain is the only person in CDC you got nothing on. Because you people cannot discuss on the same level intellectually with Samuel Twain. He would disgrace you. He would destroy you. So he got no respect for you. Because you people refuse to talk about policy. In order you have the ability and you know the subject matter when it comes to policy. But no, you're going personal. I showed you guys here the other day, my same way live, and I'm not the only person. I'm going back again to Dr. Toto about 2 months, a month or so ago. Same way went down, and Dr. Toto was going crazy. What happened the same way? What happened the same way? And other people are replying, "Oh, I don't know, same way, Ben." It's like, why? Let me ask you again. Why you think Dr. Toto was so disturbed about not having same way? Okay, maybe he's a good doctor. He working, but maybe he needs same way for the people in Monreal to save money here. Is that so? So he said money. So we all do. So what that have to do with? Can I sit here tonight and start people? How many dollars I've been sending to people? What good? You see, this is war again, the Liberian war. Many of us participated in the war, by the way. I never fought, but I was there. I never held gun, but I was there. So don't ask me how. That's not your business. But anyhow, let me just say this: your hey my mom, my hey the mom. I say I was there. Whether I fly by night or I do whatever I did, I was there. So left for the other side. But here's the issue here. Around 2001, 2002, something in our area. There was a newspaper report where Charles Taylor has sent group of soldiers to go into the People Pro Society, according to the report. And no rebel or army or whatever you call it, they went in and they disturbed. When they got back, some of them, they swimming on the ground. They think say that river. Some of them, according to the report, so I read that and I still have it. Some of them were scratching their skin, crawl all over. They couldn't. Some of them went crazy. Why you think it was? Why you think it was? Let me just tell you something, and then you can say, "Oh, Mr. Tofura, back in the days, according to the story, when I was growing up in Totan, up to the village of Totan, when you sit down at night, children, then they open your ready to tell. I was living with my grandma, and her husband used to be a warrior. And because of his warrior spirit, my grandfather told him, because that's his first cousin, he told him, you can't live among people. So they sent him all the way in the forest where he won't be able to encounter people as much because he doesn't like, I saw him, I grew up with him. He don't like to have conversation. I never saw him one day to wash his face. I never saw him one day to cut his beard. When you're walking behind him to go somewhere, you got to run until you get there because he doesn't walk. Yeah, that's walking for him. Okay? So I saw this man, but he used to tell a story. Well, all in days, this is culture I'm going into here. All in days, they go on the farm to brush, and somebody make a mistake and cut themselves. They say there's a man in our area. As soon as they cut, that person get cut, deep cut, as long no one else sees it. He take that person behind the big tree, and he will remove the soul, and there will be no scar, nothing left. Culture. Those things were there. Now think about it. Those of us that grew up, born in a village, no hospital, none whatsoever. When you get sick, what do they do to you? I'm gonna tell you, that not child abuse, that child upbringing. When you're sick, when they're ready, they take the pepper leaf, and rub it in the hot water. They throw you on the ground. They put it in your nose, in your mouth. You can't breathe. I went through all that. You can't breathe. But guess what? Then when they finish with you, they take that hot pepper water and rub it all over you. In less than 2-3 hours, that fever in you is gone. No talent or business. No talent or business. When you live in a village where there is mosquito, what do? Don't they take chalk and rub it, white chalk, rub it all over yourself? You think, say, you're looking pretty. No, it's to protect you from mosquito. Culture. Culture. In a village, in Town Village, I'm going on culture tonight for you, and I'll come back and wrap it around these two gentlemen, and then all of us now. In the village, in Town itself, they used to collect taxes. The old people, they don't have no calculators. So what do? They take racks and portion the rack based on the quarter and how many people, how many households in each quarter. So they count that. When they're counting, the quarter chiefs are all going to be present. So they call the quarter chief, say, Suzu person pay $10. Say yes. Suzu person pay $10. Say yes. And they go through all of the quarters in total. And then they total the money. CD mail, I don't know right now. Okay. So they go through that. And nobody, you dare not touch the money because it's not yours. You dare not touch it. You know where the stealing come from? When the total people, after collecting all the taxes around, they give it to the county superintendent. And you know usually who the county superintendent come from Montreal, from the Congo enclave. Serious. In fact, one of the commissioners that I know, I don't want to call his name. Maybe he got relatives. But they take the money and give it to the district commissioner. District commissioner take the money. What happened between that point to Zwedru, nobody know anything. District commissioner say he report the money to Zwedru. The Zwedru people say they take the money and report it to Montreal. Montreal people say they take the money to develop Liberia. What happened? I don't know. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, those days, if the responsibility is given to you as an elder in the community, when you speak, nobody. They don't have no radio those days. So the town chief, they call them town chief town crier. When he read it, he goes in the middle of the town and start yelling, telling the story, what's going to happen tomorrow. For example, president is coming. Therefore, everybody, all the towns that are in the corridor of the highway, each town you brush the right-of-way line. You think they got nothing now? Right-of-way line from the middle of the road to the right-of-way. You brush and cut the tree. From there, the other town take it, and it goes on all the way past Boston District. What happened after Boston District? That none of us, we don't care for that. And not once would they take young people my age to go do that. In fact, when the time coming, those who supposed to be going to the farm, they know their duty. They will leave and come. Culture. We respect culture. In a courthouse, when there's an issue and you're talking you stand up to explain yourself. You don't stand up and start going like this and start doing like this. No. In fact, they have a rope hanging from the ceiling with a stake. The rope hold you. So you hold that stake and put your hand behind your back and you talk to the parliament chief or you talk to the chief facing him directly. You cannot, once the opportunity is given you to speak, you cannot try to move your head to be distracted. No one else is allowed to talk. You talk, the messenger is taking you straight to jail. That's total culture. When your time finish, then they call the other person. That person take the witness stand. You hold the thing like this, put a hand behind, because they don't even want you to move your finger, point your finger to people. You don't do that. You hold that, and your hair and your mouth do the movement and do the talking. That's culture. I don't know about other county, but Total, it was there. There was a guy. He used to be, I'm not going to call name because all these people, they still have sons, the daughters, they're here in the United States. I know them. So I'm not going to call them. But when I tell the story, most likely they will know about it. So this is gentleman, a nice gentleman, very nice. But he was one of those who were robbed of education. So he just went maybe Prima 2, Prima 3, but he thinks that he's a college graduate. He carried himself as such in the town. So one night he went hunting with another guy from a different town. In fact, the guy, he married to this guy, first cousin. So the guy came to help the first cousin make the farm thing. So they went hunting. And while they were coming back, it was at night. So he slipped. When he slipped, he fell. The single barrel that he had went off, shot his knee, and almost severed it. So the thing was, he told the guy, go to town and let the people know what happened so they can come in, because you can't carry me alone. So the guy told him, if I leave, I'm from a different town. If I leave and go over there and tell the people that this is what have happened, and I have nobody to back my story, I think they're gonna not only throw me in jail, but most likely something bad gonna happen. So what did he do? Culture. He took his shirt. He said, take this shirt to my brother. My brother would know. Once he know I took up my shirt, it's a serious stuff, and then that you'll be clean. So when the guy came, he got into town around about maybe 10, 11 o'clock at night. He didn't go anywhere. He went straight to the brother's house. Say, yeah, brother Shay. So what happened? So you explain. Say, okay. I'm glad you brought his shirt, because if you were to come out here and tell me that kind of thing, I was going to be accusing you. So the man went to the town. He didn't go yelling. He went straight to the town chief and explained it. So the town chief immediately became a town crier. Within less than 3 minutes, the entire town was on fire. Men went over to go get him. Culture. They went around about 4 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't going to go to sleep. You think I'm going to go to sleep with that kind of thing like that? I wasn't going to go to sleep. They brought him around 4 o'clock, took him to the hospital. They had to take him to Tapeta, where they amputated his legs. But guess what? The people went and got him. Some of the people that went to get him, in fact, I can attest to that. A day before, he and one of the person that went, they almost got in a fist fight. I was there. I know so, because it was my father. But my father, he didn't care what happened the day before. He went there because that's his friend. They got to get him. Culture. It is not about individual. It is not about individual. We have another old man. His job was to hunt elephant. So when he goes and hunt elephant, after killing elephant, thing like that, when he comes home, he tells people, and the people follow him. You get as much meat as you can without charging anything. He kills the elephant for the community. Culture. Now, let me go into Nima County a little bit, because I also grew up in Bapa. I grew up in Lanco. I went to elementary school in Grassfield. So I know a little bit about that. But in Bapa, they have they have their own society bush. So when we got there, Crown people, they decided, Crown people went straight and said, we don't want any of our children to be captured and thrown, because they do that. If they see people, if you see your child and you're not part of the society, they catch you, they're taking you straight out. Okay? So they will take you. So the Crown people went to their chief. The guy, they call him David Carter, went to the chief and said, there are a lot of Crown people here digging diamond, but I don't want no confusion. So this is the situation. So the chief, they call him Bunter, Chief Bunter in Bapa. Any of you from Bapa those days, back in 19 I was little boy, but I remember these things. So the chief said, okay, when you reach the Bapa from Sunny Creek, you pass Bapa, then you go into Lamco and things like that, or you go right, then you go into grass field. I remember that. You go left, cross the train track, you go into Lamco. I remember that one. So the chief said, okay, go into Sunny Creek, you guys find a place where you can make your own village. So the Crown people went and selected the place, Hilltop, and they clean almost like 25, 50 feet, or even more, maybe 150 feet radius. They clean it. When anybody coming from down the hill, you will see that. But not once People's Society will catch any Crown boy and make him part of that, because they respect the fact that the Crown people went to them and asked them, we don't want no confusion. That's their town. You don't go in other people's town and then start misbehaving. They don't like that. So you go and respect the people who own the town, respect and abide by their culture. So while we were living in David Carter County, certain time in the evening, you don't go out, especially when you start hearing the drum beating in Bapa, Central Bapa, you don't go out. It's also, we the kids, we understood that. That's culture. You don't go around. Let's go to Monrovia now. When I was growing up in Monrovia, I witnessed few guys. There's a one guy, you call him Junior, father Lebanese, mother Liberian. Short little guy, but the guy could fight. He practiced karate a lot, so he could fight. Light-skinned guy, short. They have another guy, one basketball. I feel forgetting his name, but he's huge. So, but they used to sell books on Benson Street. If any of you remember that, they used to sell books on Benson Street. So what I used to work on Benson Street in a store. So one afternoon, down coming from Central Street area, we heard a noise. You got to pay me. You got to. One little boy was crying behind a huge Omo. They call them Omo those days. When you see their arm, you say, wow. You got to pay me. Say, I'm not paying you. What did he do? He ate 15 cent boy. I say boy. What you about boy? No, boy. I say boy. You know what boy that you business. I can't speak English. But on a very serious note, so he took boy and refused to pay. So the boy cried. So they call him DJ, the basketball here. They call him DJ. DJ went to the kid. He said, what happened? He explained. So Junior too was coming from up down Central Street, coming to cross Benson Street. So DJ knew who Junior was. He said, that man coming over there, he just ate a picking boy, he didn't want to pay him. So Junior said, turn around. Let's go. You pay the man. Because he or more said, you better excuse me. You want to start fight. They dirty him. They made him drink dirty water on Benson Street. Went in your pocket, took 30 cents, give it to the Peking, go. They didn't even know the boy. That's Liberia. That's Liberia. You cannot, those days, you can't just go and do anything and you think you're going to get away with it. No. When you're sleeping, Those days in Liberia. When you're sleeping at night, your window open. The only thing happened to me in Monroe that I know, my record player, my how do you call it? My tape recorder was stolen. That was it. Okay, but the issue is the person jumped through my window, took the stuff, didn't do anything, ran away. That's Monrovia. That's Monrovia for you. When people, one time we were in Monrovia, somebody started shooting down Waterside. We were leaving Camp Johnson Road to see who's shooting down Waterside. You think people were shooting? Some guy was shooting. And we went down Waterside to see who was doing the shooting. That's Monrovia. That's Monrovia. Old lady would sell in the market and people go and buy. But when you get first they call it merry-go-round. When I was growing up in Monrovia, they used to call it merry-go-round. Then it became bigger market. Okay. They see Rallytown market now. Okay. So I used to live in the barracks. But you dare not go in a market and the old Lawman lady that's selling. See, I was little, but I knew the old lady was selling to send their son to LU. You go and rob them. You got problem. That's culture. That's culture. And finally, this culture issue, you never, I don't know about other county, but in Grand Gila, in Total area, if you give somebody water to drink, you don't go and say, oh, I gave you water yesterday. So no. If you do anything for anybody, anything, that's not your place to say what you did. If the person want people to know, the person will talk about it. So Samson gave me water yesterday. Samson gave me this yesterday. But I will not go and boast about it. When I do that, in our culture, we believe you have demeaned yourself. You are a useless person. You are a useless person. You give somebody food and you talk about it. You are a useless person. Why they say that? Why they say that? Because they believe that if for some reason you find yourself in a position and meet people, they're cooking and you're hungry, they will feed you. They don't have to know you. But now, let me bring this back to this day. Nowadays, when they're ready to disgrace you, then they call you pape. When they're ready to curse you, they call you pape. The kind of cursing that can come from the young people's mouth nowadays. Those of us that never had that kind of experience, when you hear the cursing, your skin trimming. Inside of you, because that's not what we do to one another. And these are the people our political leaders are unleashing on each other. People who have no culture experience. People who have no culture value. People who only value money and value nothing else. People who only look up to money, nothing else. Nothing else. This is the destruction, generation destruction the war has done to us. And some of us that are still around, that have the opportunity to be brought up in that age and now observing a new generation behaving the way they're behaving, It's very interesting to us sometimes. And here's the other interesting thing. Most of the people in the diaspora, this is what the war have done. Some of them never even saw Monrovia before coming to the United States. They came from a village. And I'm not trying to demean anybody. I'm just saying what happened. So they do not have, in terms of education, the true foundation. The true foundation, they don't have it. Let's take, for example, and many of you will understand what I'm saying. You grew up in Grand Gita. You went to elementary school in Town. You finish. You went to junior high, maybe in Zletown. You finish. From Town to Zletown, every afternoon, every weekend, you will come home for a little sack of rice to go to Zletown so you will eat, because your mom and pa don't live in Zletown. You're living there, going to school. So you're feeling yourself. And then the weekend you come home, do some chore in the house, and go back with some rice and stuff. That's experience of self-sustaining. Without you begging, without you getting involved into trouble, without you getting involved into stealing, you're in Zletown. You finish elementary school. You finish junior high. You move on to Zwedru. Now the distance between Town and Zwedru now, you're talking maybe 2-3 distance now. It's too far. You stay in Zwedru, going to high school, hungry, no food, nothing. Until the weekend when your food finish, sometimes you go cut people grass and they give you something you eat, but you're going to school. You leave from there. That's foundation. Because what you have learned in Zwedru, it will be difficult for you to forget. Because not only were you learning, but you struggle to learn it. It means much, much more to you when you finish. That's why those days when people finish high school, countryside, they cry because of what they have gone through. Then you finish high school. They don't have no university anywhere in that area. So you are now bound to go to Monrovia. You get to Monrovia, the glaring of lights, nightclub. This is where people at Samson told them got distracted. Nightclub. They had those young people from the countryside. Their intent is to enter LU and finish LU. They're not concerned. And then you go on and you struggle. First, let me get you. The thing the young people are doing now is so bad. It's because they have no understanding of our history, none whatsoever. So those days, what do they have in Monrovia? And I'm going to be ridiculous here. What do they have? They have Mantilla. First of all, they have GW Gayson, Mantilla Newport High School. GW Gayson is elementary, by the way. The Mantilla Newport High School is junior high. Then Tottenham High is high school before you go to LU. They have how to call it? The other ATS, elementary school, ATS. Then from there, you can either go to Kateria, not Kateria, you can go to demonstration. Demonstration is little mix, but you go to them. I'll just jump on because I don't know many of the people. I don't know their school. I only know mankind. I know GW Gacy, I know Maternity, I know Newport Street, I know Tottenham High. That's mankind. People like me, this is where we go for education. Not many people those days can go to Kateria. Not many people those days can go to where the other one, St. Patrick. Not many people like me will go over. You got no opportunity. You can't go. If you are like me, they have the opportunity to go to St. Patrick. People look at you like, yeah, it's very smart, very smart, very smart. Because there's no opportunity for you. So you go to these places and get your education. Then you have the like of Dr. Kotu, Joseph Kotu from Nima County. Dr. Kotu and Theophilus Sampon, all those. I was part of their paper business in Ministry of Education for them to come and get their master's degree. I used to run from Ministry of Education, go get some paperwork at Finance Ministry. That's how I know about this story. I think there were 3 or 4 of them that came. One of them died here in the United States from coal. I know this story. But let's go back of the young people that are coming. Now, if you don't have that opportunity to have the foundation, educational foundation, you're smart. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're not. You're very smart. But you left from the village. You even spend time in Zwadru because of the war. Everybody ran to go to Ivory Coast. You have the opportunity to come to the United States through the refugee program, or whatever program you came up. Where is the basis? Where is the base that you have to stand on? And many of you come here so smart. Go to college, get your college education. Go, you want to do your master, you go, but you do not have the foundation. I would say so. True story. You do not have the foundation. And as a result of that, because now you have a master's degree, you're very smart, you're speaking from up here without having anything. So you're hollow. And so when you're ready to attack Samson Toll, you don't think that perhaps Samson Toll have gone to be to where he is, that perhaps he are going through a lot of things. You don't consider those things. Those things are not part of your consideration. You are attacking Samson Toll based on the fact that he's a human being, and you're going to go after him personally because you have no foundation. You have no foundation. There are people in the United States here. Some of them are a little bit older. Those of us that came those days, you get paper. They kind of scare you, scared. Fly, say, tell lie. They kind of scare you, scared. But many of these people that have no foundation, they came in here, they met their green, some of them met their green card at the airport. So what do they have to lose? Nothing. And so when they're ready to attack each other on Facebook, when they're ready to open their mouth on Facebook, talk about each other, as though they are not from Liberia, as though they have no training. They do, but they have no foundation. They were never brought up in the true culture of Liberia. Liberia men, they are not lazy. And in fact, those who came here with no foundation, they are strong, they're working, they're making money. They don't go begging. That they have it. Meaning Liberia, you can take them from here and take them to East Jesus. As long as the opportunity is there for them to work, they work hard to educate themselves and make themselves, family, people happy. But many, many other Liberians have no foundation, none. And so they turn around to each other. And when they're ready to attack each other on Facebook, as though there's no tomorrow, no foundation, no culture. They have no respect for the culture. The culture, as far as I'm concerned, is that help you to understand your community. Folks, amen, I can't bust into my show. My mic is not even working right now. I don't know who invited my show here tonight. But he's CEO, so he can come in anytime he wants. He even asked for permission. Good evening, Mr. So.
So, how many hours, how many minutes you been on now?
Mr. So, I'm running my show. Are you with me?
George Weah should advise. Henry Costa, Joseph Boyka should advise. How many times will we be hearing this one?
Until they can hear me.
How many days? How many days to the? How many days to the
need to enjoy Liberia? They don't need confusion.
How many days to the runoff today?
And that's my issue. the runner will come and finish. But if you have confusion among the young people, it's dangerous for the country.
Where is the confusion?
Mr. So, have you heard what these people are talking about each other?
Who people?
They're not thinking about each other.
Who people?
If you didn't listen to me, then I don't need to repeat myself.
Something you are a complete. I don't want to sound like Yeke Koluba here tonight.
That's okay. You always do that about disgrace to the community, about disgrace to humanity.
Complete embarrassment to this network.
Okay.
Where are you coming from now to be the counsel for people to advise?
Don't
That's
worry
your son,
about it.
right?
Don't worry about it.
Is he not your son?
I'm here. I'm saying these things, Mr. So, because they're very peaceful to me. I want the young people to enjoy themselves.
Is he not your son?
To know that they have the ability.
Let me bring you. I want to have a contact with you. Is he not your son?
Mr. So, why you want to bring that son business into this thing? Who tell you the son? Then the son can't do wrong.
No, then you're supposed to also admit that my son, he do the look. But on a serious note, I don't know where you're going with your conversation here, but
Mr.
a liberal
So,
will always be a liberal.
Mr. So, I just feel like trying to explain.
You send a link out to the guys?
I send everything out to everybody.
No, you get a habit. Let me send it to my patron. I don't know what I hear, because you get a habit of always leaving Jones and myself out, because you say we always not favor you. You now have Sissy Goyo and Terry. So that is okay. So Jones, I'm not sure, but me, I can boss in anytime. So this man here, I'm not gonna wait for him. You here with Tabata here tonight. You see,
Mr. So, you might consider it Tabata, but I'm just giving some little background, because if you don't understand your culture, you got nothing to hold on to in life, I believe. And
what happens? Yeah, what have the problem and your dishonesty in this whole thing? You were all on this network cheering this guy up, doing everything when he was carrying the handbag of Ambassador Boyka. You were sitting down here, you were screaming, you were yelling, you were celebrating. Now the coin flips. That's the dishonesty with you guys. I'm coming 1 second, you want to talk.
Okay,
that's the dishonesty with you guys. When it go against you, then you want to wave a red flag or white flag to be like a United Nations peacekeeper. What I told you are going to do tonight, of all of the endorsements, I'm telling you, of all of the endorsement that has been taking place, former Minister Amara Kone endorsement today, and not just only about the endorsement, but the message contained his reason why. Not the funny people who just running all around seeking political accommodation are endorsed. You can't even defend your own constituent as a representative at the Senate, they flock you, and you talking about you want kind endorse. It's because you want to hang on somebody's coat. But if you listen, and I know you listen to Minister Amara Kone today, during the endorsement ceremony, reason why he believes he's supporting and giving support or endorsing Ambassador Boyka. I thought you as a supporter, that what you have emphasized on to vote to the ambassador. Instead, come here for Costa and you Fagon or Stanton and all of that. All of these people, they are dishonest people. We're not even supposed to be listening to them. But because Liberia is a country where it is, we have to listen to them, because people listen to them, they entertain them. These people do not have credibility. They can't question people's integrity. They can't question people of their financial accountability. They can't question people about their educational system, because they also defrauded. They are committing a massive crime. So why I listen, because I just want to see what is happening. But people listen and give these people credibility, kind of see them as the new guardians for our society, to the extent that they have become so influential into the politics of our country. It is sad. It is sad. So I thought you have really dwell on Minister
What
Collins,
do you think and how I run my show are different things. Yeah, you're not going to come here and tell me, say, I run my show. I run my show the way I want to run my show.
That's the problem. You, Liberian, you don't accept, you're never willing to learn from your mistakes. So I'm not sure why you really, anyway, the people don't know you, you don't know them. So this is how you speak. Who cares about your total time, this and that? Is that consequential to the process? We have what, 8 days, 8 days to the president to a runoff. And you here, you're talking Tabata here tonight. Okay, my friend Amos Joyce is here. Anyway.
Another one gonna be, here we go.
Yeah, man.
Look, he controlling my show now.
Welcome to the show. This is Alfonso Zin, so I'm in charge. Welcome. This is the real show you are waiting on. Legendary Amos Joy from Atlanta, Georgia.
Legendary.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Yeah. When Amos Joyce is here, Mr. Tor, welcome. We're going to have you.
Amos Joy.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Tor. Amos is here, and I'm hopefully Marley Jones is going to be joining us here. So, Amos Joyce, how is today? How was your weekend?
How can you keep you out?
It was great. Great.
Okay. Yeah, we have the liberal is seeking. He's not engineer again. He want to be counselor now. He want to counsel people. He's a new peacemaker. We have how many days? 8 days to go. Can you imagine this guy? 8 days to go. He telling us Joseph Boyka should advise Stanton Wallacepoon, advise Henry Costa. Who else? UJ Fargon. Is he part of that list?
Yeah.
You think if you worry about those people, I'm not thinking about them. As far as I'm concerned, all of these people, they are not even supposed to interfere into our political process, because all of these people, they have credibility issue. We're not supposed to listen to them, but it is unfortunate that we are listening to those people and they have become more influential into the politics of Liberia. And the liberal doesn't understand that.
I do.
No. You don't. If you did, you will say it. But you are waving a white flag to them.
No, Mr. So politics is money. So once you got money, hey, you will make your way into the Liberian political arena. If it's suppose someone that will give you a voice. But I was listening to the liberal. I don't know why he's worried about these people now.
Okay, go ahead.
Because
will you allow the man to make his
let
case,
me post
please?
Stanton aside. Costa started this thing, and small
Okay. See now, thank you for joining us. There we go. Now I gotta help.
No, Costa started, and some of
they
us
are on a rescue. Terry said, "Oh yeah, Terry not even trust you because you just all the day you flipping all over. Terry is the only consistent man, so Terry not even gonna be with you."
When we are on the screaming that what Costa started was wrong, none of you came out to say, "Oh no, you sat down," and he was going with the visuals all around, cussing people, insulting women. Some of friends said they were not the kind of thing we wanted to see. But at the time you're on the other side, so many people never spoke against it. Stanton in our case a little bit different. Lot of happy because what is Costa is the one that had drawn Stanton into this thing here. Because Costa was claiming something that he has done. And he wanted the world to know, like people know that he did so much for the man, or he will. And the man did not pay him back with gratitude. And it like you gave me something to give to somebody. I asked, I said, Mr. Toll, give me something. We need this thing. You gave me the thing, and the person myself followed. Then I said, "Oh, all the thing I did for you, you know, I don't want doing it for you." Wherefore, I was only acting on your behalf, on that person's behalf. So that was Stanton came in because he supported Joseph Boyka. And Costa at the time was the middleman.
Was it necessary for he to intrude into that?
Yeah, I know people ask about the credibility. I'm not
talking about that. I said, was it necessary?
Because
looking at the timeline, what I'm saying, people got to be strategic. This guy was supporting Boyka. First of all, we must understand, and Terry will come in, we must understand. I just like to take a realistic approach.
Yeah.
They should have it. Unity Party at this time should keep the focus. You listen to the endorsement of Amara Kone today, right? You
Yeah.
saw how Amara Kone catalog reason why he's so. I haven't seen anybody who have endorsed Ambassador Boyka to be so detailed, to be so forthcoming with information. That gives his presentation today gives hope. Even if the hope was in there, reason he been up there before. He knows what he's talking about. He been very illustrative of what he's saying. So if I were in the position of Stanton, I would not even bother with that, because you are losing track of the reality message. They're putting you in a defensive position to distract you, and we're seeing why it is happening now. There's other message coming up. You see that 1 year I get 2,000. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to my family in Liberia. It's not going to put anything. It's not telling them how the health situation going to be addressed, the education, the infrastructure, nothing. These people, all they are sharing in the backyard is what coming to us now. Why should I waste my? It has already happened.
No, but Mr. Todd, that gets something real. Costa is a new man who got loud mouth. He had portrayed himself that he did this thing out of his will for Joseph Boakai, that the money was coming out of his pocket. And you know, our society is very godly. And people believe the young man that this man did all the kind of thing for this man, and the old man turned his back at him. Whereby he was not the one that was giving this money.
Did he also contribute? I don't want it to be our talking point.
I don't know.
The labor right now is being completed. Let me bring in Terry in. The labor is on a
well, finish with your tabata.
Let me end on this note. Costa had not shown the Liberian people any document that he personally gave money to Joseph Boakai. All the money he alleged that was given, or other coming from Stanton or other people, he was a middleman. But now, because he professed now that he was doing it personally, that's how he put it. Personal, I, my partner. So someone has to come out to debunk it, because whether it was the right time, well, that's a different issue, but someone has to come and say, no, put a break. Just from the pocket.
So yeah, because I don't know, the real Kumi suffering it.
Nah. You see that? Nah, Mr. So.
Oh my God. Yeah, because when you allow yourself to be a junk, people will always. Yeah.
Mr. So, on the show, they did not ask Costa, the tape there, that when you are making the arrangement, where Honorable Boakai informed, Costa lied on the show, said no.
I think I need to go back. And that's exactly. Yes. You remember? In fact, it was something we're talking. Amos Joy prompted him to call.
Yes.
And we push on this here. This is the dishonesty and how corrupt, unreliable, secret.
The young man sat on the platform and said that
I just don't like their involvement. What is happening? That's my view. I'm sorry to say.
And I asked him, I said, if you negotiate on my behalf and I'm not informed, how sure I am that what you were doing was legitimate?
So you see,
oh no, I know.
Yeah, and let me introduce Terry here. Delabro, how are you enjoying the show?
I'm just waiting. I'm gonna clean my show. You think I just resting myself a little bit.
Mr. Troy, and let me bring Terry here. Terry is the only man, because Samson is in a habit of a salad dressing thing here. That way I began to have some sort of apprehension with the ambassador, because what he did, also going to that conference, not knowing not knowing what he was going for. Trust me, if you did that here, leaving your country, going to meet people, allegedly foreign people, that you're going to be talking about the prospect of your elections and all of that, you claim that you don't know, most likely that's the end of your political career. What happened to people you're going to meet down there, whether it were Hezbollah or people from Hamas group? They kidnap you. They take you away. That was carelessness on the part of the Unity Party, or I don't know who were advising the ambassador. There's no way, or he was not even telling us the truth. There's no way, Terry, you will leave your house going to meet people without you having an idea. There's no agenda. You don't have a clue of what you're going to meet. So now we're getting to know all of these things. Is Costa saying the truth? Well, you two, you got to look outside whether it's a real daylight, because all of these people, they get away of watching and doing this. I mean, it's just sad the situation we find ourselves in. But overall, I want to focus my side today of the argument made by Minister Amara Kone. And I see people try to also, and that's why a Unity Party, their folks, they need to be very careful. They need to be very careful, because I've seen the getting our Minister Samuka, because Samuka met with the president now. So there's a mindset, there's something now that is building in then, oh, Samuka wants to. So, I mean, come on, you can't fight thousands of fronts.
Right.
You have 8 days to go. You can't do something to the extent that you would make the man to say, but wait a minute. You're never even supported this guy. You never stood by his side as much as it should be based on this thing. Libra, what happened to you?
I'm waiting for you to finish your top attack. Go ahead.
The man was speaking to Terry.
I told you, Terry is in charge here. But all right, I mean, that's it. But
yeah,
I'm really not worrying about this Costa, this and that. When he comes on, we'll watch it to see the drama. But it's no strange. But for this liberal to come on this platform, taking people precious time, that Ambassador Boyka should advise either Stanton and then President Weah should advise Henry Costa. Are you kidding me? These people, they are enjoying what they are doing. He who rides the back of the alligator goes into the belly of the alligator. And you should have been the first person that alligator should be taken away. You bless you in Sacramento, because you all have to raise, feed, nurture, and train our alligator. Now it got big, it turned wild. It's like a wild geese. It's all on the run to grab people. You sit down here, you can't fold your hand.
Because so one woman get born crazy child.
Yeah.
One woman get born crazy child.
So, but
you
what's
want
the
a
side
child,
of the
but you
story?
didn't want to have. Yeah, like what you say is a very good talking point. But you know, I think the Liberal have a lot of passion for Henry, and that is really bothering him.
He said that his son.
That is why I think he decided to dedicate the show to Henry. But that talking point you raised is very, very significant. I already thought you were touched on that, but again, his passion, I think he feeling that somehow bad, because like I listened to what he was saying earlier on, that when you coming up, you know, I had to take my kid to the training, basketball training. That's why I didn't come on, but I wanted to come on, but I was listening. And he said the way they were brought up, he was trying to say, from what I deduced, that you don't speak to elderly people like that. And I wanted to think Costa does on a regular.
The man can cause woman and one more day again.
You know, he does that on a regular.
This guy did not. My problem is this guy who folding his hand and acting like an innocent child. He never frowned on that. Costa started this thing with Ellis Cummings, not just only Ellis Cummings, nearly everybody with the president. He ended up going there. And then he coming out, my son, he's this, he's that, glorifying all sort of ways. And therefore, he to come back here to turn to be like an ECMO on this network, we're not going to accept that.
But to something you said, Mr. Soda, I want to talk to so I can, you know. But like, Amara did something today that really shocked me, you know, and he arose the entire Unity Party momentum. That is what I was talking about, the voter fatigue. You know, right now, the whole media, the whole internet is all about Amara Kone right now. You know, he has silenced Samuel Twe. What he did today put us in the driver's seat, you know, for the campaign. Because to be honest with you, with all the bombardment from Costa and all the kind of things, we have been weighted down a little bit. But Amara today, that speech brought light back to the train and everybody moving. But one of the things, but me, I let to be honest. I told you, I said the only man we are afraid of is Henry when he come, because the guy, he don't hold back. He just talk. And most of the things he talk, you know, to be honest with you, Henry is not an open guy. I don't think he's a guy who really grew up among, you know, that kind of a life that you and I, you know, you grew up in the community with friends and things. He's not like, he don't look like a guy who really open to the street. Because the way he speak, nobody who open, you know, grew up in a civilized way can speak like the way Henry spoke. Or the way
the man uncle was a Reverend Jeremiah Walker.
I know Jeremiah Walker. I grew up in the Baptist church. Jeremiah Walker can cuss, but Jeremiah Walker is a disciplined reverend. I know a house. I have gone to Jeremiah Walker house and eat. Jeremiah Walker had a big German Shepherd dog. But what I'm saying, Jeremiah Walker characteristics is not what Henry portrayed him. Henry portrayed something that is of a different kind, you know. But I don't want to dwell on that. I think, in my opinion, from what I also deduce, is that the Unity Party people got to be very careful. They're quick to get in their feelings. Every little thing can distract them. You will go to Henry Costa show when a man talking, then it may you confused, you be downhearted. Why you going listen to the man? Like today, you said something, Mr. So, Samuka, all right, Samuka issue. The man sat down with the president people took picture. Everybody, the whole Unity Party people confused. Or they start cursing the man now. You seen it? The man had to come and clarify. So what if the man decided to, okay, the way you're cursing me, I will go and join. First of all, you must understand that the president pardoned this man.
Exactly.
So the president got some kind of leverage over him. That's the first thing you need to understand. And with all of that, the man is still with you. You think that man will be a mole? Then you will go and allow himself to be exposed like that? A true military man?
No, but even at that, liberal come into this thing here. This is a program we understand. You know, you are the old tree, or some of your paper, then you can cause trouble in our society. So we gotta, we gotta tell you. Exactly. And that's something, a key word. He was pardoned by the president. Why all of these people, these endorsements, especially these ones that are jobless now? What do you think? Why you think Milton Tiaget, and why you think they are making endorsement? They want accommodation. Do you think they were same premise, or there were no some sort of lengthy conversation? Of course, yes. So Samuka meeting with the president. Come on, guys. Come on, liberal. Why you guys want to make issue out of it?
No, Mr. So let the liberal finish first.
No, go ahead.
The liberal has to round up already. So the liberal now is a participant. He's not a host again. I'm here.
Mr. So, yeah, what happened?
The county is dead. I'm telling you, no life in that thing. It's just lying down there. No life.
Mikey, put his statement up there.
Yeah,
I can see. I focus on my program.
This thing, there are two folks you should have to look at it. Samukai were pardoned by the president. Samukai, I listened to the portion of that interview. He said something very strategic. The object of the picture was not right, but that was done by sedition.
Thank you.
To portray Samukai that he's supporting the president.
Right.
But many people ask why he went there. Samukai was pardoned by the president. The president is the only person now in Liberia. Claude with the authority that can say Samukai to do your order, he go to jail, he go to jail.
Yes.
The president. Samukai today, the president can say you lock Samukai off because the crime he committed. They will lock him up. So, but many people don't understand that what happened. Maybe they should have asked this man first before jumping all and start talking about the backing like a wawa. When someone looking at palm or water. Samukai says when I listen to, he said when that thing happened, he was driving one day going home. When they call him, they say, hey, where are you? He said, I'm right here. He said, no, we learned that you're Guinea border, you want to overthrow.
Right.
The man said he had to turn around to go to see them. He said, oh yeah, I ain't going nowhere. So you see this man's life. How so many people don't understand. They just get it and talk all the president. The man said it point blank, no. From day one, I will never support George Weah. From day one. And he has been consistent, constant. But if the president, the second president, you have a case, the person says, I want to see you. You drive to and say, oh, let's go to church. Will you tell the sitting president, I'm not going with you? You cannot tell the president, I'm not going with you. You already, the man has sent for you. Because first, you're thinking, if I say no to this president, the man can order my arrest right here. People just make noise, I'll be going to jail. So people have to understand the position which Samuka is in. And Samuka is very brave enough even to say, I'm not supporting the president. But many people, they don't understand what this man is going through. They conclude, oh, the man going to support the president. People who are immature and inexperienced, they don't ask questions. They should have, the first thing is to reach out to this man. Hey, sir, how your photo got out there? What happened? Let the man explain his side of the story to you people. But instead of everybody jump on this man, and you people are not in this man's shoe.
That's the thing about Unity Party.
This
People
is the
really don't
problem.
like.
You people are not in this man's shoe. This man and his family.
The liberal is part of that, right, Terry?
You know, they are on it. So these are the problems. But you see what happened today, American did them.
Mr. Josh?
Yeah.
I think you just hit something here. And you say you've been listening from the time I started.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you guys are talking about is exactly what I've been saying. No culture, no foundation. There's nothing that many of these people that are jumping to these people like Samuka and whatever, many of them are educated, but because there's no foundation in terms of the educational upbringing. There's no base, and so they are smart, intelligent, but because they lack the basic, as a result of that, they jump into these things thinking that is the right thing to do. Now, if you have culture, you judge right now, even if somebody in this situation, Samukai situation, if you were to even condemn, first, you would take some set of consideration, just like you have done. You would calculate to say, what happened? Let me look on this side. Let me see what happened before you come up with a conclusion to attack anybody.
But talk to the man. The man is with you people. Call
That's
him.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the point that I'm making, Mr. George, the point that I'm making, these people have no foundation. So the only thing they know is a war-type drum beating, nothing else. They don't care, even in their own personal life, to get peace. It's difficult with them. And this is the point that I'm making, the overall point that I'm making, that Ambassador Baka and President Weah need to step in to say this is not the Liberia that we're thinking about rooting.
It's late.
Okay, you guys can shake your head. But one thing I know for sure, I will enjoy this because this thing gonna continue after the election. Whoever becomes the president, you will see all of these people that are endorsing that person. If they don't get the kind of job they're looking for, they will join back into the so-called opposition and then start denigrating that person. If Ambassador Baka become president, CDC, they already have the certificate in cussing. They already have the certificate, they graduated from the school of carrying casket. So what else? So the point that I'm making is, it's not too late yet. If you want the young people to see the goodness, Mr. So you talk and I say nothing. Let the liberal enjoy himself small, please. The point here is this. If Ambassador Baka become president, the way things gonna be, the country that you pray hard to govern and try to rescue, it will be difficult to govern because the noise, the distraction. This is the beginning of that distraction that is coming. So why can't we get it together? Even if you're not able to stop it, but you make a statement, let it be on record.
But let me ask you this question. Let me ask you a question because I remember I asked someone from our community. I don't want to call the person name. About Henry Costa, when your going insulting women. So I called the person one day. I said, I don't know the young man, but I know you know him. He said, yes. I said, have you ever called him to talk to him the way he talked to women? The way he talked, he didn't agree with women. I mean, after the person said, no, I said, but you need to call him and talk to him. Now, I come back to this, Samson. You said, everybody on the who follow us know that you said Henry was your son. When all the things were going, one day, did you call Henry because I've been close to my son?
I don't have
this rhetoric.
Listen to me. I will just give you an example. I don't have to answer it the way it's
No.
Okay, but just listen. A day or so ago, there's a young lady. She's on social media. She's on Facebook. They call her Jessica. Find her video.
Justina,
where she was pleading that Costa need to stop.
Oh, please.
That many of these people that have that and Costa is not just somebody who just out in the street. People like him.
No,
and
I'm asking you. You give me an estimate for somebody because you.
So the question, Pajoy, let me just add to it. The question, the time you're telling us now for Ambassador Boyka should put aside his campaign, to put aside his policy, to convince people why he wants to be president. You're telling Dr. Weah, don't forget about campaign. What are
you just repeated yourself. That question, I don't even have to. When was the last time you heard President Ambassador Boyka come out and talk about policy? When? Is it because I'm asking not to get involved with? Is it because I'm asking not to get involved with?
But
he's going to be delayed.
So you now to see you, the old faction guy, Amos George, were asking the question. When all of these things are going on from the onset, what did you do? You, that's your son. Your son is this. Your son.
He spoke to Costa before.
Let me ask.
Costa before. He has Costa number. He spoke to Costa before because Costa came on the show 2-3 times.
No, he's a good friend to Costa.
Yes.
Costa said that's the only man for me. I forget him. My own.
About Costa
But Mr. So, the Liberal have a special show. Every time he come on and speak, Costa listens. You don't even have to call him. First of all, in our tradition, the Liberal not so to call Costa. You understand? I mean, he could try to text him or so, but to me, it's disrespectful. Costa that Liberal's son. You understand? When Liberal come on here, I believe Costa can watch a video. He is interpreting. He's telling Costa he can take sometimes 1 hour, 2 hours talking about it. That what he's doing now, Costa could listen. If he's a man who is brought up properly, he will say these are
Jerry,
people.
I don't mean to interrupt. Let me interview these people here about Costa a little bit. And I'm going to do a 2-hour show on Costa. Costa, let me just say this. Many people might not agree with me. I don't want to may I have the opportunity?
Yeah, go ahead. I just don't want to talk about it. I think there are major things ahead for us to come. Now, you and Costa.
Why are you complaining about it?
Maybe that's how you write him. That's how you so doing. So that's your son. You can talk that. I don't want to deal with that.
Okay, let's move on then.
Okay, so 8 days now, and I know it's your program. 8 days now, variety of messages coming. Is there any other endorsement still out there that needs to be that will be the game changer that you know about? Or what next?
No.
Amara Kane gives with McIntyre. McIntyre were involved in an endorsement today, right? They all gone to and people and just recently the very McIntyre was crucified. That because they were hearing that you're going to be endorsing. I don't get it. The behavior, the thinking of our people for some reason. I just don't get it. That because you're going to
I just gave you the reason, and you refuse to accept it because it's coming from a liberal.
No, you see what happened. Let me say this, and I know many people get offended. The generation,
you want to offend us? Is that what you're saying?
I don't care, baby. No, you're not. You're
talking about Terry.
Terry for that number. You know, many children today, young people are all rebels. And I mean, rebel in the sense is that they tell the parent what to do That's how they grew up. Our parents to control us. You say something, they'll grab you by your ear. When they trace that ear, you know straight. Or it's something you drink when your man slap you behind your back, you know straight. But today the children tell that they come, man, I go in this place. Man say, don't go this way, I finish where you're going. They come back, man say, man, I can't ask them. Pa, I can't ask them. Why you ask me where I'm coming from? And you honor your parents' rule, you have become a rebel. And this is the generation that we are faced with. They tell the parents what to do. Where about those our parents? If I want to go somewhere, my mom got to know where I'm going, who I'm going to, for what? I must tell my parents. If not so, I'm not going. But today they walk out of their homes. They don't even tell mom, pa, I see you. They just close it. Man, let's go. Don't matter, oh man, I know what she asked me for. That's it. So how can these people today become the leader of the disciplinarian that we are talking about in our society? Very few. Very few. And this is not one rule in Liberia. Like what we say, the 16-year-old girl get on and tell her mom, say, where you going? Oh, you want to talk to me? Don't stop. No. That father I brought you to
Mr. Joyce, let me give you the opportunity. That's what I like about LPRL contributor here. This is why Mr. Selly said not all the children in Liberia are rebel. Is he correct?
That's why I spoke English and I said very few. I said very few.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure.
If you play that,
that is right. Maybe he didn't understand what he said, so he has the right to ask.
But it depends, also on the category.
Majority
you got to look at it
today. Majority fall in that category.
You got to look at the timing too, the dispensation.
So this is the problem we are faced with today. Children now have become the parents. Children now today, in many homes, like the children now have become the parents.
So
how can they go to school? I mean, we know when we go to school those days. They go to school, they do anything.
Let me add some water into this conversation here. And perhaps maybe the liberal will be the one to drink this one. Terry, if and only if what he of all of these backyards, negotiations, what to happen, what not to happen, the exchange of money and all of that, if all of these are proven to be true, is that a good ground for which he comments to say, you know what, I don't want to be part of this. This is a complete mess. I didn't know I got myself drawn into it, so I'm not going to be part of it. Is that enough reason that he can stay out? I'm just saying only if those conversations, backyard talk, the money we hearing being given, and all of the expenses and all of that stuff. Is that enough reason to say, you know what, I just don't want to be part? Because first and foremost, and I think if I never agree with something with Labor, that one of the things I agree with him, he said the man, he didn't verify. He never to really go in depth these people that he was hanging out with. And that's what happened when you become too soft and you want to be a psychedelic guy, and you know that you're going to Lion's Den and you think they're just going to have a Halloween party. That's what happened to Cummings. Not knowing what he was doing. And I think the liberal is 100% right on that one. He didn't verify.
I'm 100% on. Not just that one.
So, Mr. Cummings is far away from Liberian politics.
I feel bad. The way they treated him.
That's why I feel very sorry for him. He's far away from the reality on the ground. Mr. Cummings do not understand when that Liberian man tell you, say, oh yeah, Papa will do it. He simply mean, I want your money. He don't understand that one. You understand that? Wow. It will take him a longer period of time to understand that. And right now, he himself, I believe, he's kind of shocked that his own surrounding will form that kind of syndicate to do the things they're doing. But I do not think Mr. Cummings is not aware, because I really want to believe that there was some era Mr. Cummings compromised with the GOL, because you can't be saying that you're doing a forensic.
You think so, Terry?
Yeah, Mr. So. I was listening to one of the ANC guys who was supporting Mr. Cummings just now on the Bridgeway radio. And the guy said that there were 10 that went in a particular polling precinct to vote. And 6 of them voted for Mr. Cummings. In fact, most of them took the picture. They sneaked the camera and took the picture. But that particular polling precinct only named two for Mr. Cummings. So he said they agree. We right now on the rescue train. He said they all agree that they were not satisfied with the result. Only unfortunately, for most of the hierarchies in the ANC to start swapping so quickly to the CDC. He said, and that is one very surprising. And Mr. Cummings is not brave enough to take a stand. And that is where the leadership comes in. And that is what I don't believe, that if Mr. Cummings become president, that is where I disagree with the Liberal. That Mr. Cummings' presidency, if Mr. Cummings will become president in Liberia this time, he will fail massively because he don't understand the modus operandi of the high level of deception and corruption in the Liberian society. And he will not know how to.
Is that a weakness on his side, on his part, administratively?
Well, it could be a blind spot. I would not say weakness. It could be a blind spot. It could be something that he's not ready taking cognizance of because he thinks that, he's looking at Liberia from the perspective wherein when I say do it this way, once I can pay you to do it this way, you will get it done. Once I give you your salary, you will get it done. That is not how Liberian men think. Once you give the Liberian man a certain fixed salary, he's thinking about getting more than what you're giving him. Mr. Cummings is not looking at things from that level. He believes that once I can give you this amount of money, what you say, okay, boss man, yeah, to fix the tire at 150. But that man looking at 250. So you're thinking that when I give you 150, you will fix my tire, I will go and come back and use that car perfectly. Like what happened in America? No. He will fix the tire in a way that you will go and come back and need it again. So when you go certain place, the car will break down. So you will come back to him. So he will just pass the tire somewhere away because he knows you got the money to give it to him. You don't understand that in the Liberian politics. That is what the Liberian people can do.
I'm wondering,
in my opinion,
Louis Brown taking position,
you
know what your man Louis Brown take NSI?
I don't know. I don't know.
But let
I've been wondering about that.
Terry, you said something, but let me just comment on what you said. The statement made. Then how can you link that Mr. Cummings did a deal with the GOL from the statement you just made?
Like I said before, Pastor Josh, right?
No, I just want to know because for me, I don't
want
to
trying to explain to you now.
Because you always talk about your inkling,
that's my observation.
Your observation, your inkling, your this and that, you have no proof. So it just one of them you continue to push it around because you got no proof of anything.
I know anytime we talk about Mr. Cummings, it make you agitated, but it's okay.
I'm not wait. So you're speaking. When I respond and say I'm agitated, do you see me yelling?
No, you don't have to yell when you're agitated. You can be normal and still be agitated.
How do you know I'm agitated?
Facto.
Oh, so because I push him back now, so I'm agitated.
You got a right to do that.
You are not agitated.
There's an intellectual discussion. You got a right to do that.
If it is an intellectual forum, you don't conclude or judge me, oh, you agitated. I'm not agitated. I asked you a simple question.
Okay, Pat George, you are not agitated.
I said, you said that the message, I think 6 of them went to the ANC. But then that particular prison only 2 came up. You say you believe that Mr. Cummings was in cool with the GOL. So then I asked you, what is the facts you got? You said my observation.
That's why I'm coming to tell you now. Because
listen, I don't do an observation because it's not facts. Observation is
Can I come into the conversation?
So I don't want to do on that.
I wanted to answer the question and then you.
No, when you answer the question, you said observation.
No, you an opportunity on my show tomorrow.
Don't give me the opportunity to say something. Then you said
observation.
Mr. Joyce.
No, I will begin.
Mr. Joyce.
Mr. Joyce, let's get you correct. Is it observation on fact? When you tell me observation, it's just your belief or the way you think.
I was beginning to tell you that from my observation, I even outlined these things the first time we discussed this issue. I told you that, oh, the network. I told you that Mr. Cummings is supposed to be a man who controls his executive. Mr. Cummings VSB is Secretary General. You know, his what her name, Yakula, and all the people there. Close people to Mr. Cummings can't be endorsing the CDC, and you tell me that Mr. Cummings is not aware and he did not consent to that. That I would not want to believe, because Mr. Cummings if he's a leader, he's supposed to be able to command
what Mr. George?
His people.
Okay,
you know.
Right.
So he's back.
But let me say this, Mr. So. I don't know why Mr. George. I'll be careful not to use the word agitator, because he doesn't like that. But let me say this.
So Samson told you agitated.
Oh. If you call Ambassador Baka name down, like I'll be agitated, of course.
Okay, but I didn't say I didn't like it. You say if it calls someone that you don't like. I didn't say if you call coming then I don't like it.
Why you being like a professor here tonight?
Oh no, I mean we this is like doing popular radio. Words matter. So if you say something about me, if you and myself talking, you say what I say is not true.
Wow.
So
I'm glad.
Why you want to regulate Amos Joy from use from
you said
I'm glad Kumi didn't win, because you are to be a police director. We're going to have a serious problem.
No, the problem there is the problem. You people are afraid you don't want to say the right thing or do the right thing. If you and myself seeing something and you say what you see is speculating, I don't argue with it, but the speculation is not true. So why should I argue with that? That's the point I'm making.
Well, let me say this, another speculation, so that you will not say anything. Look, Mr. So, Kumi's situation is very sad, very sad. In that, and here again, there were young people that followed Kumi, who made Kumi to believe that things were right, because he's seeing these young people. And he said, well, to have these young people ahead of the thing, it's got to be right. He factored in the young generation in Liberia, the voter age, many of them the same age as those the young people that he had on ANC ahead of everything. Now, in terms of Kumi involvement in Liberia, I still say, and I still hold that, of all the politicians in this race, this 2023 election, presidential election, Kumi is the best and the most good leader. If Kumi was to win in Liberia will change in no time.
I disagree.
Oh yeah. You have the
right.
right.
I disagree with you on that one.
Okay, that's fine. That's what we're here for. Yeah. But the point is, if Kumi was to win the election, first thing, Kumi would start throwing his own people in jail. Kumi is not going to hold back on anybody, whether you Yakura or Kura, whatever they call her. If she commits any kinds of corrupt act and it can be proven, she will go to jail. That's who Kumi is. Kumi thing is, this is for the people. This is not for us. We're only choosing to lead, not to take the people thing and enrich ourselves. That has always been an argument. And so when Kumi, after the first time he went in 2017, the second time he recognized, because they had a debate, and Ambassador Bakai on the debate stage seemed to be credible from the way I believe Kumi observed. Now, when the 2017 was over, Kumi knew he was going to come back. But okay, how do I get back without me going alone? So when these people, when I say these people, I mean Ambassador Bakai, Benedict Ure, and the rest of them, they don't have money. They're broke, just like me. Now, when I said that, let me qualify that a little bit. They got money to feed themselves. But in terms of running political campaign in Liberia, they don't have that kinds of money. Kumi does. But instead of coming to Kumi and being very truthful from day one to say, we want you to join us, you, Kumi, you agree now or we go our way to go second on Ambassador Bakai from day one, before the paperwork, anything. They didn't do that.
That was done.
Hoping that you will spend this money.
It was done.
No, it wasn't done. It wasn't done. They didn't do that. They went ahead and decided to bring up a collaboration stuff, and it makes signed document, how they're going to have a primary. And in Kumi's mind, wow, we're going to have a primary? It's time for me to show to the rest of the people what I can do. And these people definitely, when they see what I can do or what I can do and bring my credential out, they will take me for primary. If nobody take me, I'm there. I've already done my best. That's how Kumi saw this. Knowing fully well these people have no intention of primary, have no intention. They just want to go and get Kumi money and say, okay, Ambassador Baga. They started that. They invited Kumi while they were getting ready to crown Ambassador Bakai, and they wanted Kumi to be there. I spoke on that here on this show. So Kumi getting involved in this thing, he knew very well that these people knew very well that they were there for the money. They were not going to be truthful with Kumi. I feel bad because Kumi did not ask questions. He joined with them. And after Dallas Dillon election, Kumi truly believed, oh wow, if we really get together as Liberians, we will save this country. And Kumi went in there with his whole heart. And these people have something underneath their sleeve. Some of them have something underneath their shirt.
You see, so
who is some of them now? Because you gotta be specific now.
Pat George.
Yeah.
Why are you getting agitated now? Terry, why are you getting agitated now?
Not the same old man when this whole CPP document. Not the same old man when this CPP document came here on front on how divisive this whole document. None of the same old man who was saying we're sitting talking with you online. Now you telling us now?
You're carrying a way back again.
No, but this guy, he's
no, it's not all back record, because this is what you Liberian people don't like record.
That is topic by your leg.
No. You Liberian people don't. You see, you see there. They don't like facts. They don't like record.
No.
That's why you see him talking about that old topic. What Mr. Tro is seeing a different when they talk going. He said coming, they are on the Costa bandwagon. That coming this one with a document.
No. The records are there.
This whole thing here, I said I didn't want to talk about. You know where this whole Costa and Kumi's bitterness came from? When Kumi was
refused,
the CPP chairperson, he wanted CPP to have been accommodated. And Kumi, he refused, and he was refusing on ground of principle because that collaboration was basically for a political party.
Yes,
and he wanted that accommodation. While you were there, he never requested. That was the beginning, the turning point of this whole thing. And besides that, what you are talking about, and I'm sorry, and that's what I said. Sometimes, man, when you are jumping into this game of politics, you got to be a high landlord. If you think you're going to appease everybody, people will be satisfied. When they were in their places, right? There was a stipulation they should have paid their fair share of the rent and all of that. They never paid. It was only ANC that were paying to the extent that he even paid for some of these parties. Those were indicators. He let it down. And some of the things, some of us started wondering, but wait a minute, this guy, something, boy, he needs to take.
Okay.
He needs to take a decision.
Come to an end.
Save the church.
The show have come to an end. You ain't got no good discussion. I can't bring my puppy business like that.
I mean, when I bring your Bible, but and remember, Mr.
Okay, so
Mr.
quickly, let's put a number out. Oh, what's the time? After 10? Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you wasted time here with people advising people, this and that. No, but let's use a little 5-10 minutes and we can roll out here. I mean, gentlemen,
enjoy yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we got maybe 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We wasted our time, so we got to make up the time here. Terry, you are Unity Party supporter. What should they be doing now? What is the talking point? Pulling here, pulling there, this and that. I mean, time is running out. The CDC, the Unity Party, who is really on course with message at this point in time?
Well, Mr. So you can see it. The Unity Party is, the message is resounding, but unfortunately for us, the Liberian politics is centered around propaganda. All right. For these few days, Costa have been sounding some huge propaganda in the ears of the Liberian people that have ready to just muddy the water. And I think that was President Weah. You know, I made mention on this show that President Weah is a soccer player, and he always, when he come in the game, in the dying minute of the game, he tried to change it around. So the second half of this election, when he bringing in Costa, it really put a lot of shaking on the Unity Party, but we are resuscitating by reason of the endorsements that we have been receiving lately. The more Costa talk, the more we get genuine endorsements. So one will say, let Costa talk. Let he continue talking. Maybe when he talk some more, tomorrow again, somebody will endorse JMB. So that is why I tell my Unity Party people that if you want to focus, anytime Costa is on and he's speaking, turn your radio off. Cut it off. Go somewhere else. Listen to something. You know, listen to something. Take your mind from on it. So, because if you open yourself to it, it will pollute you before you come back to resources day late. But our message, like you listen to Amara Connor, all of what is going on. Amara Connor said it today. He said, do not focus on what is going on social media. Focus on what is happening now, what the country is faced with, the kind of economy and all of that, you know, that the Liberian people are struggling with. This is where in Samuel 12 now supposed to be coming to call for debate, but he cannot because he knows very well that he can challenge Amara. Amara Connor will beat him soft. All right. So I think the CDC is weakening right now when it comes to having the message to turn things around in their favor. The only thing that CDC is depending on is propaganda. That's all. Okay, don't vote for JMB because JMB.
That's not only CDC doing the propaganda.
Well, Unity Party is not focused on propaganda, but Unity Party is telling you that we can do better than what is going on right now. And President Weah got to come up with a message.
So the Liberal,
Weah got to come up with a message to counter
with this whole. I am concerned because this issue.
Can you put a number up now?
No, man.
I'll tell you. I'll put here. This whole issue here, the actions of Costa, he gone to CDC now, seems to be more or less the attack door. His action now, is it helping the CDC or will he do damage to Unity Party Joseph Boyka? Because let's remember, he been hanging around with Ambassador Boyka for quite a long while. So one could get a clue. He knows a lot, and there are a lot of things. With that, is that sufficient, or is just too late?
Well, no, it's not too late. But Costa behavior to Ambassador Boyka is turning a lot of people off, and they're turning against CDC.
Are you sure?
Costa, because even though Liberia bent to war and our culture were pretty much destroyed, but there are those who still believe that you do not talk about somebody eating from your house. When you give people water, it's between you and your God. People still believe that. And those are the kinds of things that Costa is doing, and it's hurting the CDC, and it's hurting, in fact, many people don't, people even perhaps who will not have turned towards Ambassador Boyka, they are angry, and they're going to go towards Ambassador Boyka. So what CDC thought they were gaining? They're not. I don't believe they're gaining anything. It's negative.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Mr. George,
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Look,
do you
Mr.
think this guy, does he have the capacity to cause damage to Ambassador Boyka, being within his proximity for a related period of time and seeing some of these things coming out? Is it paying, or is that helping the CDC, or is it meant like terrorist propaganda meant completely to distract the campaign strategy of Unity Party to keep on course, because they will be compelled to respond to some of these things? I don't know whether they are forcefully responding to them, but what do you think?
What Mr. Samson too said, I do want to agree with him. Look, here's the thing here.
What do you say? You don't agree? Your phone's cutting off.
I say what you said, I do tend to agree with you. Oh,
And
time
that's
is
the
very
liberal.
time is very important. If Costa has said maybe last year, or never had previous dealing with George Weah, or had not said a horrible thing about George Weah abusing his weapon, although he had not said it, then maybe he would be a credible person.
Right.
But look at what he said, that he portrayed himself and says he wrote to many Liberians. And just to go back and say, oh no, this guy's a good guy now. Because of that, he had turned many of his supporters away, Mr. So. Many people had turned against Costa. Not because he insulted Joseph Walker, but just by going to support George Weah alone. That had turned many, because like many people listen to, they say he betrayed the cause. He betrayed them. So maybe CDC didn't help him, but it will not help CDC. Because besides that, Costa himself, his credibility had come on fire. Because if you look at many people calling as someone who only tend to exploit people, to use people. So some, even within the CDC, Mr. So you know it. Within the CDC, some people don't want to see him. And some of them have been very vocal that they don't want to see him. Who Costa hanging with? Anna Carrasco Costa hanging with? Have you seen Costa and Samuel Tuer together? Have you seen Costa and Eugene Langwe together? Have you seen Costa and Jefferson Koji together? No. Mobile together? No.
I think we got a caller here quickly here.
Yeah.
Wow. So
this guy has destroyed himself politically because what he's saying. So what happened if he and Boga had not fallen apart? He was going to still remain that train, exploiting, getting money for people. But because they fell apart now when he gone to CDC. Now he coming with a video to say Joseph Boga is dead. I said it before. I told people, I said, if Costa would have remained neutral and talk his thing that this is what happened, people would have listened to him. But the word endorse Joe, then he come to say that about Boga, you had that telling people.
And that's what I was telling the liberal. Let's go to the line and then we can go that. Caller, good evening. Yeah, let's hear you.
Good evening, Pa George and Terry and the liberal. My name is Victor. I'm calling you from Charlotte, North Carolina. So here's my take on the discussion tonight. I know you guys are touching on a lot of issues, but I just want to stick a little bit with the Costa scenario. If you listen to Costa when he visited Crackatown, Margibi County, on Radio Classic, they had a phone call in. They received 19 calls. 16 went against his appearance and his support to George Weah. 3 was in favor. That tells you that his message is not resonating, because a lot of people that called in said, Costa, you encourage us to support Ambassador Boyka. How now, in 2 weeks, 10 days, you want us to sway away? And in our political spectrum, people make up their mind for elections before the elections is held. When Costa had his podcast today, he mentioned that Mr. Cummings bribed Mr. Boyka to back off from the race with $50,000. I see the ANC people, they don't want to speak about it. They don't want to beat Mr. Cummings, who they call Mr. Clean Hands, because they want to play the same political games. If Mr. Cummings gave Mr. Boyka $50,000 to meet him in Ghana, according to Mr. Costa, to discuss about him buying out of the race in 2023 election, and Mr. Cummings could not speak about this 50,000. Only Costa, who have brought out a text message that Mr. Cummings gave Ambassador Boyka 50,000. It speaks a lot to our politics that there are so much deception. Even the people we consider to be people who got clean hands, like Mr. Cummings. And I've always said this on all public platforms and media institutions that Mr. Cummings bought himself into what he's into right now. He did not listen to the sounds on the ground. He did not have ears on the ground. And this is why he is where he is right now. And I'm sure he's having a sober reflection that the likes of Musa Belete, Mariah Yakula, and every other person who signed up to go to the CDC, and Mr. Cummings decided to stay away from the runoff election by not endorsing anybody else. It speaks a lot that he was led into what he did not expect himself to be led into by not listening to the Liberian people who told him that Mr. Cummings, don't go to a primary, Mr. Boyka, and you should have a consultation on you going as VP to him, and let's kill this thing. He did not listen. Mr. Costa, who, and Mr. Ure said that they carry Mr. Cummings to court. These are the people, the likes of Mariah Yakula, are not teaming up with them in the CDC and still blaming Ambassador Boyka, who are being subpoenaed to serve as a state witness to the purported lawsuit against Mr. Cummings. They are still blaming Mr. Boyka instead of blaming Bernard Ure and Henry Costa and the ALP who took Cummings to court. But now they are teaming up with them to campaign for George Weah, who they said in 6 years that was corrupt, carry on extrajudicial killing, and every other thing. So our politics is full of deception. I hope Mr. Cummings has studied it, he has understood it, and he can recalibrate himself. Hopefully, in 2029, he can find his way into our politics. And we can see him to be that person.
You're telling the man, money, that cost story money. You're come by again, please.
The man are big.
So, no, Libera.
Yeah.
Libera, do you think
who took the $70,000 and what was it used for? The people used Mr. Cummings in this 2023 election. Mr. Boyka was smart enough to pull out, and it's really a result for him. But next week, Tuesday, we will see whether Mr. Boyka.
So did Mr. Boyka take the 50 grand?
So I don't. Yeah, thank you so much, Victor. We'll come and go. Now, this whole issue of this morning business here. I mean, there are a lot of deals can be caught. It comes to this thing here, which of course not a strange thing to it. But do you think ANC, before we go, do you think ANC or will anybody speak to this? One or two persons should know about it. Do you think they will ever speak to this issue of this so-called meeting that was arranged in Ghana and this amount that has been exchanged? Do you think Cummings will ever speak to that?
No.
Should he speak
about it? I hope he doesn't.
Should he speak about it?
No.
Why?
Water under the bridge. It's done. Move on.
Let me say. Let me
say. Because when he speaks, somebody going to be indicted. Somebody going to be indicted. Why you say?
No.
If the ambassador did that, do you think that was? Then that's why. Then we should question it, or that just you take the one you win, you take the one you lost.
Look at y'all.
No. Look, Mr. So let's be real here. These things happen in politics. It happened, and you know it. From what I understood was, if you ask someone, hey, to retire the campaign, you can help them. You can give them something. And the meeting was that Honorable Boyka should take action for him to retire. The point was They were not genuine in the meeting. And listen, of course, what I was saying, but I think he said, Costa said, I think 35,000. He got. Then he said, and Brother Walker told you, say, the memo gave 300,000. So he, Costa said, no. He said he didn't go by the comments again because he said that Omen Walker was not honest.
Who know what I went quite everybody
So yeah, you see that? And yeah, so you see that?
The stories are too interesting.
That was
the man to the grand man. So JJ was eating who know what I
so he posted that gentleman arrangement. If Mr. Walker said, no, I don't want it, fine. If he took it and did not or live up to it, you can't come up to say our gentleman understanding.
Gentlemen.
So
all right.
We're almost 2 hours into
that when I said, listen, because I said display the receipt, the lodge or the A and B, the lunch, all the kind of thing, the transportation, he was talking about all. But the point here I'm saying, Costa, this is not interesting to some of us again. That's what political did. It happened. It's not strange.
I know.
It happened. So if coming off of Bakasin for retirement, and he took it, he didn't lay off the commitment.
He not retire, you come back.
Yeah, you come back. So
at least better. So the man money every day.
That's it. And Costa himself again said,
my papa too smart. That's why I'm putting the man. The man too smart.
I don't say the American see. They want you not me over here.
The American see.
No, I want to say this because so it's not that is not a crime. It was for political retirement, and he said whether he agreed or he did not agree, whether the money went through, I don't know. But Costa is saying, yeah, this amount was paid. And
you don't make kind of money, no, Terry. You don't make paper. There are social arrangement. You know, the conversation can collapse. Elvis, let me Elvis speak before we go on. Elvis, good evening. Elvis, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Mr. So.
How you doing, buddy? Yeah, let's hear you before we go.
Yeah, thank you. Hello to you, hello to the fellow panelists. Look, you know, I find it laughable that people are wondering if it's a true thing that Costa is saying. As you know, I don't, hold Costa word to be, gospel. I know he has a problem with, his credibility. But look, Mr. So, if you tell me that you're living on loans and you're financially compromised, you can't feed yourself, you can't take care of your family, you're living on loans, you're borrowing money, then you're gonna be taking care of you. And of course, and you're taking $3,000 a month from Stanton Witherspoon, a convicted criminal, sentenced to jail. Why would it be far-fetched when Costa said that he was supporting you? You know? Look, in the they have a stipulation that no poor man can become president in a country because you're then compromised, because you'll do things for financial gains, because your livelihood depends on it. So if Joseph Boyka is a poor man trying to run for the presidency, what do you think his intent is? You know? Politics is not a poor man's game. This man made $3 million.
President, we are hard before he became president.
Do the math. In just his compensation as vice president, not his budget or his allocations for gas and other things, in 12 years, and you're broke today. That's an embarrassment. The reality is, people like Joseph Boyka, like I always say, is like a mafia boss. He have his conciliaries who will go do his daily work, and he sit down there, everybody come and kiss the hand, or can't kiss the ring. Like just what he did to communists, that's a prime example of it. He sent his adversaries, he sent his emissaries to go out there, collect the money from communists thinking that things are going to go in the right direction if he's willing to accept this money for a meeting. I'm sure he's open for positive talks, so we can have him to retire. This man ate that money when he already had a decided, he decided, that he's not going to use the money.
FOC.
President, you can't pay your own way, integrity icon, you can't pay your own way from Liberia to Ghana, or even to have your itinerary set up.
Thank you.
$5,000 could have done it and make him comfortable in Ghana. But he requested, $150,000 or $300,000. That's a man of integrity. Mr. Toll, specifically, and you and Terry, that's a man of integrity. Just for a meeting, you ask for $300,000. Come on, man. The man,
So
the man,
your president
So you believe Costa now?
He's not. He's a
You believe Costa after you say that his character
Thank you
is
so much. So this is a complete putting a Kim Jong-un star.
yeah. But you know, Mr. So,
North Korean. That's a North Korean guy. Okay, guys.
Yeah. Here's the thing here. The man called to bash Joe Biden. What job we are doing without
Who's now your honor? You just
No. What job we are doing without 35,000 scandal with FIFA in Ghana? No,
Terry.
So they say when you live in a glass house, don't throw stone. You can't come here and try to attack on other people when your side is not clean. George, we were involved in that 35,000 scandal with FIFA in Ghana. What can he say? He talked about rich. Obama became president. Obama was rich when he became president of the United States. So,
but even President Weah himself, could not even pay his daughters or child support in America before he became president.
You see, you don't come to vilify other people when your house is not clean.
can help people here, man.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Terry, then the time you just talked about Samson, then just make people live.
He talked about Waterspoon. He talked about Waterspoon, a criminal. When Waterspoon went to Murray, they didn't. And President Weah went to see them. Right. They stay in the hotel. So that time was not bad. When somebody used to appear at Waterspoon's show, Spoon Talk, that time Waterspoon not bad. Okay.
I don't know what happened between them and Stanton said to the city, LIBERIA, there's some kind of control. That door, Okay, guys.
Mr. So the thing is just crazy.
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you, Mr. So, for sitting in. Thank you, Mr. Judge. Thank you, Terry. Tomorrow, you people will not have this kind of opportunity to hijack my show.
Yeah, Mr. The show will hijack. Labor, I agree with you tonight.
After telling me, you see, that is how ungrateful they are. After telling me, thank you, he said tomorrow.
I was doing something you were begging me from the camp. I was doing something you were begging me to come on.
Yeah, why are you pleading? I have to abandon my stuff, and he want. We came and pour light into your program, and he wants to. We're not coming tomorrow.
That's the us.
Tomorrow.
Don't call our name tomorrow.
Huh?
Don't call our names tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow? I will explain to the people how you and Mr. So playing. Because as soon as Mr. So came in, you are the first to come in. And the only reason why you turn your heart the other way, because he told you when you do that, the liberal will call you out as being a rebel on this. Don't turn their heart on. So you didn't. But I want to thank all of, no, on a very serious note, I want to thank all of you. Thank you, guys. Let me close it.
Louis Brown, what was the Louis Brown decision?
The what?
Louis Brown.
But Louis Brown, they're not from the ANC. They were the MPP people. So
Louis Brown will go back home. They go, trust me, those are trained folks.
Having he yet endorsed it?
No, Gawara Brown not told yet. The man that's the he ain't told yet.
Wow. He got the negotiation going on underwater.
The chief architect of retire suffering.
Yeah.
For nothing money, no here, no take.
Today what Amakone did, the man, what he laid out today is challenging to CDC. And let me be honest with you. This runoff, the energy that I saw from CDC during the first round, I'm not seeing that kind of energy. Maybe I might be wrong. I'm not seeing that kind of energy.
You see, but George, we need you over now. We need you over to the rescue train right now.
But let me ask,
it's overdue. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Mr. So, let me ask you, before I kick you out and pack you in the garage. But let me ask you, on a serious note, you think when Ambassador Baka win this election, ask Amakone to take over the finance ministry, you think Amakone will leave his senatorial position to be minister of finance?
No. I don't think so. I think maybe Amakone, maybe some chairman of banking and finance that we tend to balance.
You can't just rule out and say no.
Yeah, I mean, minister, they can fire you. But
this is where the deal gonna, because you have a tenure position of 9 years. If they want to take it from there, it means you're going to have a real conversation.
Mr.
Why you
So,
want to
Mr. So, don't
yeah,
even
just get
trust.
and go there. I beg
Mr.
you.
So, don't even trust. Like, example, on that kind of tomorrow day, they will tell you yes. Tomorrow they turn about, they say no.
Okay.
Political things are not guaranteed. So,
All right.
like he said, all the way he will make good policy and make good argument for his people, I think, and for the country.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Mr. Terry Collins, Mr. Collins, thank you. Mr. George, thank you. Mr. So, thank you. Again, folks, Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. We're way over time, about hour and a half over time. But that's okay. We have a good time. And I'll open it up again tomorrow. The same guy, hopefully they will join me tomorrow. I think when we have the discussion, they're very good. But basically what I was saying tonight is that we need people to understand the structure of our culture. The culture of Liberia helps Liberians to survive and to thrive, to be honest with you. You don't have that, you have no basic foundation for your way of life. Again, I want to thank all of you, and I'll say good night to all of you.